Welcome to this Fellowmind solution video. Today we are going to talk about the smart operator. My name is Martijn van den Heuvel. I'm a business consultant. My name is Ruud Schiepens, pre-sales consultant. And together we'll talk you through the smart operator solution.
Sure.
Ruud, just to get straight to the point.
Yes. Smart Operator is an app that we developed to provide people on the production floor with all current information about production orders. Think of instructions, work instructions, machine instructions, and information for shift transfers, for example.
Okay, that's clear. And why is that so important nowadays?
What you often see on the shop floors is that a lot of information is necessary to provide the people on their shop floor with information to do their job well. What is needed for that is that you find a good watt to provide that information, and often it's a somewhat dirty environment or a somewhat wetter environment. So how do you provide those people with information? Using paperwork is usually not the most ideal method.
Great with all those stains?
Yes, because what was it saying again? It's unreadable with stains from water, oil, or grease on it. So that can be quite tricky. Another challenge is that there's often many nationalities on the shop floor. So in what language are you going to offer that information, or how do you ensure that someone with one nationality transfers information to someone with another? Where do you record that? These are all things that often make it complex, apart from all the instructions people need to make a product or to set up a machine, which is often different for each machine or product, so that makes it difficult.
How are we going to solve that?
Yes, how are we going to solve that? We have developed a cool app, if I may say so, to make that information available digitally. So no more paper, but everything via an app that you can make available on basically any device to the people on the production floor, so production line workers, but also operators who can oversee certain information across certain production lines. So we developed that.
Okay. And just what is the target audience? Can you be a little more specific about that? Who actually uses that app?
Yes, actually any company with a production department, basically manufacturing industry, construction supplies, automotive companies, but you can use this app in any industry where there is a production environment.
Yes. And is that from foreman to the person on the production line? All of them often use the app?
Yes. The production line employee opens that app and can request his instructions of how to make a certain product or how to set up this machine for this product today in his own language. But an operator can also use the app to see, okay, there is a shift transfer. I log certain things in there like, are there parts to replace? Does a certain PLC give malfunctions at a certain time? All of that can be recorded by, for example, another operator. So the app was actually made to be used by different people, to use on their production shift.
Yes, so then indeed, when you change the shift, it's much easier to transfer all the information at once, and then also even in their own language. But we have people coming from Holland, Poland, Germany, and many other countries. So how does that work? Don't you have to do everything in one and the same language?
No. The great thing is that language, somebody just records it in their own language. So in the language they speak, they record it, and the moment somebody else wants to open those notes, they can click a button, a translate button, and then they get it in their own language.
That's clear. So you used to grab a folder with the instruction in it, and then you were lucky to have it in the right language, otherwise you didn't understand it, and then you had to work with it and then hope that that was the right instruction. And that was up to date, super nice example of a huge benefit of using the Smart Operator app. But what other benefits do you get from using the Smart Operator app?
Capturing the shift transfer information with notes, what's happening on the production line or what's happening in the department that day, that's really definitely a benefit as well. Those differences in interpretation between people, between departments, between nationality, you really take those away. That is really what we see with customers. That is really a big advantage.
But can't you just do that on a piece of paper and pass it on?
Yeah, and then it's windy, and then the piece of paper falls on the ground, and then where is that piece of paper? In practice, that's often more difficult, so then you have that all in one app in one place. You have it all facilitated and recorded, and it's also actually available for everyone to request and see.
Yes, and is it also readily available then? So if you make a change, does everybody see that change right away? And then also right away in their own language?
Yes.
That is indeed a very important benefit.
And another big advantage, which I hadn't mentioned yet, is that you also have visibility into inventories. So you can see, do I need certain raw materials for a certain production order? Are they also at the production line? Are they already there, or do I have to wait a while, or are they not yet in stock at all? So you actually have insight into the stock in this Power App.
So then you can also see right away, can I run production at all?
Yes, it's great that it's scheduled on production line, but can I start it at all? Is my stuff is already there or not?
Okay, and so does that have a direct link to Dynamics?
Yes, definitely. Yes, that information is retrieved from Dynamics, and maybe it would be nice to start showing some of that. We're logged into our Smart Operator app here, depending on my authorization. So for which production line am I scheduled on that day, for example, or as an operator, to which production hall am I assigned? Do I have access here, and do I see here certain production orders that are assigned to me? The information is visible immediately in a certain language, so my native language set to this user, in this case my personal user. The menu items are displayed in this language as well, so everything is in my language. Well, what I immediately see here is all the production jobs that have been scheduled for this production line. You can see a clear certain distinction between setup orders and execution orders, depending on the icon that you see here at the front end. Well, and furthermore, there is some information about which production line it is, what the expected start date is, and to whether the production order has been completed yet, yes or no.
Ruud, can I just ask you a quick question? I see it's quite a large light display. If you work shifts more often, you also have to work in a dark environment in the evening and at night. Can that also be solved?
Sure. We have a day-night mode for that. Through the day-night mode, we can switch it between a light form and a dark form. So the moment it becomes night, you can easily switch to this dark form. For the demo, I'll switch back to day mode again. Well, back to what I was trying to tell you. I'm a production worker and I'm at the production line, and I'd like to know if my materials, my raw materials, are available at the production line. To see that, I select a production job, and there I see that I need 3 different raw materials here. And here I can also see if those materials are already available. The red exclamation mark means the items are not available yet. A yellow exclamation mark means the items are already inside the warehouse but not yet at my production line, and green means they are available at the production line. So here I can see very easily what materials are available, what I already have, and what I can start working on. On this production order, I can get all kinds of other information. The next piece I want to show are the documents that are associated with this job. For example, think of all kinds of instructions that could be related to this product, but also drawings, designs, for example, of certain designs of what the product should be and of what dimensions it should meet.
Ruud, I have another question. From Dynamics 365, you can also add and open PDFs. So what makes that different in this Smart Operator? Right.
That's right. The Smart Operator also groups those attachments neatly in here, and the nice thing here is that you can zoom in very easily. So when there is a very detailed drawing with a lot of detailed information, as you see here, you can zoom in nicely. In Dynamics, you can't do that directly. So when we close this drawing, then you also have the ability to get all kinds of work instructions. So the moment I click on my work instructions here, I can see that I get the work instruction in the language that is set on this user. Well, so this is the English language. However, the great thing is when I close this and I switch my language just quickly to Polish, for example. So here you can see in the top right of the menu what language I can switch to. The moment I select the other language here, you also immediately see that all the menu items are translated, and also my instructions are immediately in the language that is set. So you can actually see how easy and how fast it is to add and modify certain language instructions. And that even the digital instructions that are fixed in the background and all kinds of PDFs that you have compiled are neatly translated into the correct language. For the purpose of this demo, I will switch back to English. So here we are back in English. Another possibility is to add notes. So let's say that I'm a production line worker and I want to record certain instructions or activities here, then I can record that there in my notes. And here you also have the ability, as I mentioned in the introduction, you have the ability to capture this translation right away. So here is a translation fixed in Dutch. Well, I, as an English employee, don't understand much of that. The moment I click the globe button, a translation is immediately started, and you can see that the English translation, which is recognizable and readable for me, is immediately shown. Well, and so you can do that for each instruction. So every instruction you can translate separately in there. The next tab I just want to show you are the notifications, because also with the notifications, there are possibilities to log all kinds of things that have taken place on the production line. So something has happened, a part has been replaced, for example, a cutting blade has been replaced. Well, there you have all kinds of things that happen on the shop floor. You can capture all of those here, so you can easily add new notifications on the right-hand side. And there's also the logic in that if you do that in a certain language, that through the translations, as I just showed you, that you can pass those translations along nicely. And what you see here are all the notes and notifications for this particular production line. You also have the ability as an operator to look across multiple production lines to have more of a helicopter view and see the information across multiple production lines simultaneously in one view. The last thing I want to show is that often there is also a lot of product information available that is important for certain production jobs. To do this, I will select another production job. The production job where this product information is registered. So on the product information tab, you see that a lot of information is retrieved. So you see all kinds of information, product characteristics, batch information. Well, this screen is also fully customizable. So the configuration depends on the product you have. You can put certain information in here. You can put that information further up if that is easier for a particular product, or lower if you need it less often. For example, you can also put quality information or product characteristics, length, width, weight information, all those kinds of things here. Well, that information is product specific, but you also have machine specific information. So the moment I start making this product, I need certain machine settings. Well, I can add those very easily to the machine settings tab. So there you have information depending on the product or your operation and your resource, so your machine. Yeah, you can put all kinds of settings and characteristics here that can be used on the shop floor. So how should I adjust my machine? Blades, turn switches, turn speed, higher or lower, the temperature to be set. You can think of many examples. Well, you can nicely put that information here. So this, in a nutshell, was a demo of our Smart Operator app.
Ruud, good demo. I think it does shed a lot of light on what the Smart Operator app can do for you. Just a little recap.
Let me take you through it. So the app is for companies, manufacturing companies, specifically manufacturing, automotive and construction supplies. The app is used for production workers on the production floor, such as production line workers or production operators. With the Smart Operator app, you can provide all people on the shop floor with the most up-to-date information and give instructions in their own language. And all of this digitally, of course, without the need for paperwork on the shop floor. It also offers various possibilities for facilitating shift transfers, and you're always looking at the most up-to-date information through seamless integration with Dynamics 365.
Yes, that's all clear, Ruud. Now, if people are excited about the Smart Operator app, and how could they not be? Yes, so what do you have to do to get started with it?
Yes, well, they can always call us, always email us, or else on attached link they can always click, and then they can ask for more information.
Okay, seems good to me. So, well, do it. Ruud, thank you.
Thank you very much.
And I think it's time for coffee?
Sure, enjoy.
Will do. Until next time. Bye.